Okay, we're with Wade Foster for this week's Tropo Customer Spotlight, and Wade is the co-founder of Zapier. Hey Wade, how are you?
I'm doing good, Chris. How are you doing?
Very good. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your new company.
My name's Wade, as Chris said. Zapier is actually a company we founded. My co-founders Brian Helmig and Mike Knut founded right around 2-3 months ago after we won a startup weekend contest here in Missouri. Basically, the whole concept is we kind of do integrations as a service, kind of a name we kind of tossed about, but basically what it does is it lets you integrate any multiple of these SaaS services that you find on the web, things like Basecamp, GitHub, MailChimp, services that you use every day, and allows you to push data back and forth between them. So some things that we let you do are things like push milestones between GitHub and Basecamp, or push an email list from like Wufoo to Aweber so you can send contacts. And a big part of it is alerts and notifications. So we use Tropo for doing IM notifications.
Very cool. And for folks listening, it's Zapier, and I love the play on API there, .com, in the domain there and on Twitter as well.
Yeah, we actually, it's kind of funny how it started. So my co-founder Brian and I, we talked a little bit about the idea, a few months before the startup weekend happened, but we didn't really have a name for it. Once we actually got started Friday night, the way these startup weekends work is you work 54 hours straight, but Friday night you sit down and you kind of come out, get a domain name really quick, slap some stuff together. And literally within 2 minutes we had the Zapier name, so it was just pure stroke of genius, really. I don't know if you guys are like me, but any of the side projects I always do, the naming usually takes the longest.
Yeah,
this wasn't like that.
I think it was meant to be because being able to get the .com Zapier domain and then the Twitter handle, man, it was really meant to be that you guys were supposed to focus on this cool new service.
Cool.
And that's really what it is. I mean, it's connecting all these APIs to do things. So I mean, you don't have to be a programmer to move data around or push a tweet into an instant message, which I know you've got a screencast we're going to include in the show notes here. So pretty cool. Maybe talk a little bit more about that. Just the ease of use, or how are people using your service?
Yeah. So one of the things that we found to be really difficult is, all these services provide they're pretty solid APIs, and everyone has their quirks, but for the most part, SaaS companies do a pretty good job of letting you push data back and forth. But if you're a non-technical user, like a marketing or a business owner or someone like that, a lot of times you want to be pushing this data back and forth, and you're the power users of these SaaS tools. But to be able to do that, you either hire a developer for quite a bit of money, or you hire interns. And we all know how reliable interns can be, so it can be a pretty time-consuming process. So we thought, if we slap kind of a nice-looking UI on top of it, so it allows you to say, I want these fields from this service to go to these fields in this other service, it would be a pretty valuable tool.
Yeah, I can't believe, notifications, as you mentioned earlier, you've got SMS and instant messaging, and what I couldn't believe was how quickly you took Tropo's instant messaging API, and you I think I talked to you, and the next day or the day after, you had AOL, AIM instant messaging, you had MSN, Yahoo, GTalk, Jabber, maybe, I don't know. It was pretty phenomenally quick how fast you guys operate.
Yeah, we sat down that night trying to figure out, after you approached me, and trying to figure out how we could use it. And the instant message thing kind of came to us, and it's really quite genius because, if you're like me, you get notifications all day, but a lot of times you get the notifications either on your phone or you get them in your email inbox. And if you're like me, I spend all my day in an instant message. We're instant messaging back and forth between my co-founders, between contacts, between customers, things like that. And I was just thinking, it'd just be way better to get this stuff where I'm already doing my work. And so we're already using it a ton internally.
Yeah, I tell you, when you have to switch tools or mediums, I mean, that really disrupts the workflow process. But if, like you said, if you're already in IM, that's just a logical place to get alerts from all of these other APIs. So,
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
now you don't have to like depend on those APIs to get it in the right channel.
Exactly. I don't have to get, Twitter sends me emails all the time. I don't have to bother with that anymore. GitHub, you get, emails for commits and stuff. I don't have to deal with that anymore. Just whatever tool, they're sending you emails all the time. And now my inbox is way cleaner. So when I notice I actually have an email now, it's usually probably going to be something pretty important. Sometimes it's not, but the odds are a lot better than it was before.
Well, wouldn't that be nice to one day do away with email?
I think everyone wants that. Kudos to the person that succeeds in doing that.
Well, I think you guys are making it one step closer. I mean, if I can get all of my notifications, in my IM where I'm at, it's real time, right? I don't have to go back and dig through junk mail and spam and all that other stuff. I have everything I need right in one spot.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's kind of where the world seems to be going. Yes, there's lots of channels, but we're trying to figure out what channels work best for which application or which person, and everyone's different. And if you can control or pipe, those messages into the channel you prefer, like with Zapier, I think that's an ideal use case. Big plug for your service.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the what we like about it is it lets you kind of control what tools that you like to use. So, we've been talking a lot about instant message, but it doesn't necessarily need to be that. If you'd rather get alerts, maybe in SMS form, or you'd rather have email be your main toolbox, or, if it's another tool, that's fine. You can use that too to push the data there, so you can kind of receive what you want in the tool that you're already using.
Yep. So what kind of feedback that's a really good point. What kind of feedback are you using or getting from non-programmers using your service? When they first stumble on your service and they go, "Oh my gosh, now I can connect these two things and I don't need a programmer." What are you hearing? What kind of feedback?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically kind of just what you said right there. The early feedback is just like, "Wow, this is fantastic." So we love to hear that too, because when you're a programmer and you work on building tools, a lot of the times, the early feedback isn't as great as you'd like it to be. But this time, it seems to be like people are finding it useful. So
cool. Yeah, I mean, your website's really clean. It kind of looks like it's written in Ruby on Rails, but I kind of wanted to ask you that.
We actually do Python and Django. So
yep.
A lot of the front ends, a lot of the marketing site is built on Django, but all the back end functionality, it's mostly just pure Python.
Awesome. So when you did the Tropo instant messaging with our APIs, did you use our scripting API or our web API?
To be honest, I wasn't the one that actually added in the IM protocol, so I can't answer that for you.
Yeah, because I'm curious. We should check and get that in the notes, because we do support Python on our scripting platform. It's kind of like Google App Engine for communications, which is a pretty cool platform.
I'll check with Brian to see what he used to do that. My guess would be he probably used the scripting language, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's what I would have done too, especially since it supports your native scripting language, Python. So I mean, it just makes it all pretty seamless. Well, you guys are like on a rocket trajectory. I mean, I'm telling you that the amount of work and features you're putting into this thing. If people go to what's the URL for people to see all of the APIs and services you support?
Yeah, so if you go to Zapier.com/Zapbook, ZAPBOOK, you can kind of browse a lot of the services that we already have integrated. And I'd say probably around 2/3 of the ones that are listed there are already added into the service, and the rest are on their way. So it shouldn't be too long before we support everything in that Zapbook. And we're always looking to add more. So if you guys have suggestions about tools that you think would be cool to add in, we're more than happy to listen.
Well, you've got all the main ones. I mean, we use GitHub extensively. All of our stuff is open source, so we're constantly on GitHub, and Twitter, of course, and all of those services were. It was nice to recognize, all the logos on your Zapbook page, and as quick as it was to connect those to instant messaging or or just data from one to the other. I mean, hats off, you guys are doing some incredible stuff over there, and it sounds like you're able to work on this full time lately. Last time we talked, it seems like you were ramping up, maybe, or you're close.
Yeah, I just went full time on it just today. So
congrats, man.
We should be going even faster now, hopefully.
Oh man, so how can customers sign up? Is there a cost? Is there a beta? How does that work?
So right now, the easiest way to get in is to go to the Zapbook there, and on all of our integration pages, we have Try It Now, and right there you can dump your email address in, and if we support the integration that you're already using, you'll be pushed towards a landing page that'll let you jump in and get a 2-week trial.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, anything else you want to add? Any future things coming, or it seems like you're implementing as fast as you've got the ideas coming. So just kind of want to see if you had anything else.
Not too much. I mean, feel free to come check out the site. Give us your email address. We've got OLARC set up, so if you want to chat with us on the site, we're happy to listen. If you guys have tools that we want to see integrated, let us know, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Well, hats off, Wade. Tropo is very proud to have you guys as a partner, and we're really looking forward to seeing what else you guys have planned in the next even couple of weeks at the speed you're moving. We'll keep checking back to see what you're up to. But congratulations on an awesome service and being able to work on this full time. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful site and an awesome API.
All right, thanks, Chris, and we appreciate Tropo. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys like they do what you do, have awesome APIs and make it easy to do this stuff, we wouldn't be here. So, thanks to Tropo.
It's a partnership made in heaven. Thank you very much, Wade.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Cool, bye.